Hi everyone. Today I am going to discuss about the medical surgical nursing 2 for the GNM second years. So in that we are going to discuss about the unit 9, that is nursing management of patient with the musculoskeletal disorders. So in this we are going to discuss about the amputation. So today topic is amputation, and what is the definition means it is acquired condition that result in the loss of limb. So there is a amputation means there is a loss of limb. So usually from injury or disease or surgery. So because of the patient having any diseases like osteomyelitis, if the patient having any infection or any diabetic patient, and that may chances to have the amputation. So usually it can be occur from because of injury or diseases or surgery. So by the surgery also we can remove the limb by the process of amputation. So amputation means it is a loss of limb. It can be occur usually from injury, disease or surgery. And next one is causes. So the causes includes the trauma. So trauma, it includes the because of any motor vehicle accidents, and there is a chances to have the fracture. So if the patient having any infection during the injury or any infection or any fracture, by the amputation we can remove the limb. So by the amputation we will remove the limb. So trauma, it is one of the cause for the amputation. And next one is diseases. So diseases like osteomyelitis. So in the osteomyelitis what will happen means the patient may have the infection in the bones. So there is a, and it is an infection also one of the cause to do the amputation. So osteomyelitis, and there is a blood clot. So if the blood clot is present in the lower legs or the upper extremities, and the low limbs can be removed by the amputation. And if the patient having diabetes, and it is also one of the cause for the amputation. And bone tumors. So if the patient having bone cancer, and it leads to the amputation. So if the bone tumors, and it can be spread to the other parts of the body. So before spreading only we can remove the limb. So it is a bone tumor also one of the cause for the amputation. So next one is the congenital abnormalities. So in the congenital abnormalities, so by the birth itself there is a loss of limb. So there is a absence of limb can be present by the birth. So there is a congenital abnormalities. So improper development of the limb or any parts of the body during the by the birth. And next one is surgery. So by the surgery we can remove the limb. So by the amputation, and during the surgery by amputation we can remove the leg by the amputation. So it is the causes includes the trauma and diseases like osteomyelitis and blood clots and diabetes and bone tumor and congenital abnormalities and the surgery. So next one is classification. So in the classification it includes the two types. So on the basis of the amputated part and the basis of surgery. So according to classification, and there is a two types on the basis of amputated part and the basis of surgery. So on the basis of amputated part, so which part is amputated, so which part is become removed by the amputation, according to that there is a some of the types can be involved in the on the basis of the amputated part. So it includes the amputated finger. So the finger has become infected or any injury to the finger has to be removed by the amputation. So it is called as amputated finger. And next one is amputated thumb. So if any injury or any infection occur to the thumb, and that can be removed by the amputation. So it is the amputated thumb. And amputated arm. So in the amputated arm, if the any infection or any fracture has occurred, and it can be removed by the amputation. So, it is called as amputated arm. And next toe. So, there is a fingernails can be removed by the amputation, and it is called as amputated toe. And leg and the lower legs. So, the patient having any infection and the legs can be removed by the amputation. So, according to the basis of the amputated part, there is some types can be included, that is amputated finger and amputated thumb, amputated arm and amputated toe and amputated lower legs. So, next one is on the basis of the type of surgery. So, according to the type of surgery, there is a two types included on the basis of surgery. In this, there is a open amputation and the closed amputation. So, in the open amputation, what will happen means it can be performed when infection is present because of the injury. So, because of the injury, the infection can be occurred. So, when the infection is present, there is a open amputation can be done. So, in the open amputation, what will do means there is a the wound should be open. So, the tissues and the bone can be visible and the drain should be done, and the wound should be open and drain can be done to remove the pus and any infected materials from the wound by the draining. So, and the wound can be closed by the bulky dressing. So, it cannot be closed by the skin and it can be closed by the bulky dressing. So, it is called as open amputation. So, and open amputation it is. So, next one is closed amputation. So, in the closed amputation it can be healed very fastly when comparing with the open amputation. So, in the closed amputation, the wound can be closed by the skin flaps. So, skin flaps, it is nothing but there is a adjacent skin can be taken to cover the wound. So, skin flap means there is a adjacent skin has to be taken to cover the wound. So, in the closed amputation, the skin flap from the adjacent skin is taken to cover the wound and by the sutures. So, in the closed amputation, by the sutures and skin flap can be sutured, and there is a usually heals very faster when comparing with the open amputation. And next one is the diagnostic evaluation. So, in the diagnostic evaluation, there is a X-ray and CT scan. So, X-ray CT scan can be performed to diagnose any diseases or any tumors, like any diseases like osteomyelitis. So, it can be diagnosed by the X-ray and CT scan. So, next one is angiography and the blood flow studies. So, in the angiography and blood flow studies, it can be performed to know the circulation. So, the circulation is sufficient to the affected part or not, we can identify by the angiography and blood flow studies. And next one is Doppler ultrasonography and laser Doppler flowmetry. So, Doppler ultrasound and there is a laser Doppler flowmetry. It can be used to measure the blood flow. So, the blood flow is to the affected part, it is good or not, it is become sufficient or not, it can be identified by the Doppler ultrasound and the laser Doppler flowmetry. So, it can be used to evaluate the blood flow to the affected part. And the next one is transcutaneous oxygen pressure. So, transcutaneous oxygen pressure. So, in the transcutaneous oxygen pressure, it can be used to diagnose the supply of the oxygen to the tissues under the skin. So, the oxygen supply is good for the tissues or not, it is become sufficient or not, we can identify by the transcutaneous oxygen pressure. So by this we can identify the supply of oxygen to the tissues under the skin. So if the affected part and the oxygen supply is in the affected area, the oxygen supply is become decreased to the tissues. So because of the injury. So it can be identified by the transcutaneous oxygen pressure. So it can be done to know the oxygen supply to the tissues under the skin. And next one is thermography. So in the thermography it can be used to know the temperature of the skin. So it can be measures the temperature differences in an ischemic limb or at two sides at the skin and center of the bone. So thermography it can be used to measure the temperature between the skin and affected bone. So if the become low temperature, it can be increase the greater, there is a chances to healing process can be occur very fastly. So if the temperature is become high and the healing is become late. So because of this the healing is occur normally or not, we can identify by the thermography. So by the thermography we can measure the temperature of the skin and the bone. So between the skin and the bone the temperature is become normal or not, we can identify by the thermography. If the temperature become low, it can be chances to greater chances to healing. And next one is plethysmography. So plethysmography can be used to evaluate the arterial flow. So there it can be used to diagnose the oxygen supply to the affected area or oxygen supply to the tissues, and it can be also used to diagnose the how much the oxygen levels in the lungs. So the plethysmography it can be used to evaluate the arterial flow, and it can be used to the oxygen supply to the tissues or not, we can identify by the plethysmography. And it can be used to diagnose the how much the oxygen can be present in the lungs, and we can identify by the plethysmography. And next one is ESR. So erythrosedimentation rate. So normal ESR count is 22 mm per hour. So if the ESR rate, erythrosedimentation rate has increased, and it causes the inflammatory process. So if the ESR rate become increased, and it causes the inflammatory reaction. And next one is wound culture. So wound culture, from the wound and the sample has taken, and it can be sent for the lab, and it can be done culture. So it can be done to diagnose the what organism is present and how much it become infected. We can identify by the wound culture. So what organism, which organism is present, how much it is become affected, and we can identify by the wound culture. So next one is WBC count. So white blood cell count can be used to diagnose the infection. So in the amputation, and there is a WBC count has increased. So the normal WBC count is there is a 4,000 to 11,000 microliters per microliters. So there is a increased WBC count, it indicates the infection. So if the WBC count has increased, and it indicates the infection. And the next one is biopsy. So in the biopsy what will happen means, there is a some of the sample can be collected from the affected area, and it can be sent for the lab to diagnose the any chances to have cancer or not. It is become malignancy or benign, it can be identified by the biopsy. So it is the diagnostic evaluation for the amputation.